I remember some Morano films. Yeah.
I
remember.
So what was your guys' first film that you saw together? It doesn't have to be in the cinema.
I need to do the introducing bit. I need to do a whole thing. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 31 of the 6 out of 7 podcast. It's just me today. Liam's away, so I have roped in my flat. My name is Calum. I'm joined by
Sorcha
and
Carwyn.
There we go, we made it. We did that in one. That rarely happens. Usually it takes a few goes. How are you, Carwyn?
I'm very tired, Calum.
How are you?
Yeah, same.
Sorcha's also tired. We're all a bit tired. It's the end of the day. This is perhaps the latest, the first without Liam, and the latest podcast we've ever recorded.
Yeah, man.
And the first with drink. I would like this one.
Cool.
Liam's not here. I'm just going to do whatever I want.
Does Liam not approve of drinking on the pod?
He doesn't like when I drink coffee on the podcast. He's like, because it like makes a slurpy noise. Which
you get into Philippines.
Right.
Oh, that's not
I don't
nice.
think you can do that either, Carwyn, because that.
Yeah, you can't leave stuff on the table.
Yeah, it's got to all be on the thing.
So
sorry, everyone.
Yeah, that's all the preamble done. The topic is sort of vaguely, we mentioned last time, like group films we watch together. It's a Copeland kind of last hurrah. As I was saying, we've been cleaning the flat. So this is kind of like the fun thing we're doing on Thursday this week. Has been like a lot of moving.
Yes.
We're sitting on a couch that needs to be moved.
That was rejected.
That's rejected.
By charity.
Charity didn't want it. They saw it and thought, nah, no one will want this. So we're going to sit on it.
Yeah.
What was your date movie, Carwyn and Sorcha? What was the first film you saw together?
First one we saw together was Good Will Hunting.
First film we watched together was Good Will Hunting. First one we saw in the cinema was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. On your birthday, yeah.
Sorcha made a face there that was like, I don't remember this.
I didn't remember. I remember the Good Will Hunting because you'd like text me to be like, have you ever seen it before? And I thought you also had seen it. So I sent the gif of when he's outside the window and he's got the how do you like them apples and he slams it on the window and Carwyn was like,
I got that number.
What is
this? He
had
no idea what I was doing. He was really confused.
I knew nothing about it. I just knew that Damon and Affleck.
But I thought that was such a famous line. Like everyone would know it.
I knew the line. How do you like them apples? I just didn't know it was from that film.
Do you like apples?
I thought it was just
that's like one of the best bits of the film.
It's a very good bit of the film. I like his relationship with that girl as well, and he's like doing the magic trick, and he's like 1, 2, and he throws them away. Yeah, Minnie Driver doesn't get nearly enough.
She's really good in that film. Yeah.
Films.
What else is she in?
I have no idea.
Liam would know.
Yeah.
So that was like you were sitting together watching a DVD.
Yeah. It was like at your flat or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the first. I'm pretty sure that was the first.
That's pretty bold, isn't it? Like, come watch this DVD that she had seen and then you hadn't.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen it in ages, and I like the film.
That's, fair cornerstone of our relationship of you trying to make me watch the film so you had seen.
This segues quite neatly into like the idea of when you're living with people and when you're getting to know people. Film, I think, is quite as me and Liam got together through film. You guys together, not in part, not as a result of, but it's helped you understand each other. And living as a three, we're kind of, that is something that we do a lot. Yeah. So I would just like to generally talk about that. That's the goal. We might get there, we might not. We might deviate and get really drunk.
What's your thoughts on the rewatch, Carwyn?
You enjoy it more than I do. I tend to like watching
about the rewatch.
Like new films a bit more.
Can I ask you to lean in a bit?
Yeah, sure, Cal.
Just getting close. I'm looking at the waves. I'm trying to be aware of what Liam would want. Right. But carry on. You don't like rewatching. You want to watch new stuff all the time. Yeah. Give me new things.
What, like new things?
New films. Yeah. No. I'm just talking. I'm trying to explain what you think.
I'll let you. Yeah. I'd rather watch like something new, get that new experience. Although there are certain things that I'm always happy to rewatch.
Yeah.
A la Lord of the Rings extended edition.
We made Sorcha watch 12 hours of film.
You didn't make me, I enjoyed it.
Fantastic.
But do you not think a rewatch is so comforting?
Yeah, it can be nice watching something and you just know all the beats that are going to happen and you know what's coming and you're like, you almost get a weird sort of anticipation for it, not in the sense that there's tension building like in the first time you watch it, but you're almost like, oh, this part's coming up and it's really good.
And it's great to show
and you
can
turn to someone and be like, nudge, hey, this is it.
Yeah, I feel like we often all do that, like shush, like quiet. This
we
is
do, yeah. This is my bit. Like
this
you
is
guys
the good bit. This is the best bit. This is whatever.
Yeah.
What's the last thing we've watched together? I can't think.
Oh, I don't even know.
It's been a very long time.
Me and you watched some Gilmore Girls earlier on
did.
this week.
We did watch some Gilmore Girls. It's quite funny.
Just one of the
It was
best.
a good episode.
Shows.
What was happening to Lorelai? Lorelai had just like fallen out with Christopher, and they'd like
because Christopher's girlfriend got pregnant.
like a prick.
Yeah.
And they literally just hooked up, and then his girlfriend called him and was like, "I'm pregnant."
And then he was like, "I'm away, boys," and he was
Yeah.
gone. It was really brutal, man. And she
And
was
then
really
Rory
upset.
kissed Jess, the worst person on earth.
I like him, man.
Yeah, Jess is
Peter Petrelli.
alright.
Peter
Yeah,
Petrelli.
I know.
We have
I know
different
what you're
opinions
saying.
on the couch.
Yeah.
The couch has different opinions. You haven't watched
The
Heroes?
couch is split, yeah, but I mean, I get Jess's appeal. He's like a bad boy, whatever, but I just think he's so rude, and that really puts me off. Like, he's so rude and horrible to everyone.
In that episode, he was like leaning against a tree and kissing some woman, and he was like had his hands in her back pockets.
Yeah.
And they cut away. They had a conversation, cut back, and he was still there, hands still in
Both
the pockets.
hands still
Both
there.
hands, like he's just all over it, which I can see as being an issue. But
Yeah.
there we are. Gilmore Girls. I think that's the first time Gilmore will be fucking like. What were they doing? Why are they talking about Gilmore Girls?
I could talk about Gilmore Girls forever. There's
It's cozy, man. I like the word cozy. Cozy is a
Yeah,
great word.
I think
it's so comforting. It's really like nice.
it's also it's one of those old US sitcoms that's one of the most watched things on Netflix now.
Yeah, because
which is
it's such
why-
a great show.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's got mass appeal.
Um,
Anyway,
But you just haven't, you're not part of that mass appeal.
That's
I
fine.
watched some episodes and Sorcha relays other ones to me beat by beat.
Yeah.
It's an interesting way of taking a
Gilmore
medium,
Girls. Yeah.
but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I just because I've
It's a
watched
mixture
it.
of spoken word and live and
interpretation.
Just TV.
There's no attempt at being unbiased. Like this is exactly how you feel.
It's kind of like, the same thing you get, the difference of like reading a book or listening to an audiobook versus TV. Sometimes I watch it and I'm like, all right, so this is what these characters look like. This is exactly what's happening. Whereas other times Sorcha explains it and I just have to sort of piece it together in my.
Do you do that back? You don't really do that back. With Lord of the Rings, we did a lot of like, and here's
Background.
why this bit is really interesting. Like, it's not just interesting on screen. Like, we need to explain to you why that's really cool what you did just then.
Yeah,
Well, no,
let's
also
let's make a 4-hour film into a
Pause the
6-hour film.
Yeah. That was bad. I felt bad about that.
Well, I was
didn't.
also like, I wanted to know the bits
did
that were
not.
extended edition, the bits that weren't.
Yeah.
You guys, like you particularly, Carwyn,
Carwyn
knew
loves
like
it,
to the second. Now we're into the extended bit. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
But
This is a bit meta. I really enjoyed your podcast when you had, I've forgotten his name,
Curtis, yeah.
on
The Tolkien podcast.
Yeah, that was good.
The Tolkien cast. I had
I
enjoyed it too.
enjoyed that a lot. Should say I'm an avid listener. I'm
You're
pretty
an avid
thrilled.
listener. Yeah, both of them listen, I think,
Yes.
while they're at work.
Listen.
They're not at work anymore. They're moving to new works. I don't know whether you'll listen at that point, but maybe you will.
I will.
Maybe you will. So, anything else?
Last film that we watched as a
Yeah,
flat.
I
This is
can't-
kind of
Yeah,
bugging
I know.
me.
We've got to get that.
I remember coming in and you were watching a bit of Green Mile once. Like, we're all at different sort of schedules, so it's hard to properly...
We do quite often sit down and watch movies together. Like I would say that's what when we're all in the flat together, that's what we spend the bulk of our time doing, like watching TV in some form.
The last social thing we did was like a party, just like a bit rubbish. No films on and that.
Yeah.
We actually had people
Total
over
lack of
and
film.
like talk to people.
I know.
What did we
Time
watch?
wasted.
What did we watch? Now you mention it. Last time we watched in the cinema together was Beautiful Boy, which is a really long time ago.
Yeah, God, that
That
was
That
ages
was
ago.
I really
enjoyed that, though.
Yeah, I wanted to see it for such a long time, and then like 10 minutes in, I realised I did not want to see that film at all.
The couple next to me was like, it was like friends,
The girl.
and the girl immediately to my left was sobbing from
The
about
whole way.
like about 20 minutes in, and at the end when we were all getting up to go, her friend, like the one over, was like, I should have told you about this film. I didn't prepare. She's like, it's fine. It's just really wet. No idea what was expected.
I remember, if we're touching on cinema etiquette, I remember we vaguely recently went to see Saving Private Ryan.
Yep.
And there was a woman, obviously, the opening bit of Saving Private Ryan. I had never actually seen it all the way through. You hadn't seen any of it, I don't think.
No, I'd seen none.
So obviously the bit at the start, horrific. It is like really like stomach churning.
Yeah,
And
it's
there was an older woman behind
tell me
us
about this, yeah.
who had clearly been missold on this movie. Because
yeah.
everything that happened, she would loudly be like, "Oh, oh my!"
God, that man's getting shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this went on for like the opening half hour, and I was finding it a bit tough. It was affecting my cinema experience.
So this is where we're moving into the other topic, right? Like, I think as a group... Oh, my phone is buzzing.
I was just going to say...
We'll ignore that. Yeah, so we're sitting very close to each other on this red couch. Cinema etiquette. When you go to the cinema on your own, which I do regularly, some people think that's weird. Me and Liam watched some films together. We watched a lot of the films separately and talk about it afterwards. Going to the cinema on your own, there's nothing wrong with it. But when you go with people, there's a certain etiquette that is observed, right? We've got some rules. I've got some rules. You have some rules, Sorcha. Carwyn, do you have any rules?
Yeah.
Carwyn has a lot of rules, and I know this because I went to see, I think it was Django Unchained.
We saw Django Unchained,
and he was furious for the whole film. I don't even think he watched the film. I think he spent the film watching everyone else. Being like, because it was like a big Quentin film. It was like a late night, maybe a Friday night.
We saw it quite early on in its release, I think.
And it was the cinema was packed, full of young guys, blokey, sort of vaguely intellectual men, just like chatting throughout and laughing and like just really, they were having a good time. Yeah. And Carwyn just refused to have a good time. He was so annoyed. I was
there to see a film, not hear some other folk chat about it.
Yeah.
Carwyn, you sound exactly like my mum, who is very strict cinema etiquette. She will sit 3 seats away from her own children if we have popcorn or any sort of snack at all.
Did she buy the popcorn?
Yeah, in fairness, yeah. But
so sounds like she doesn't want to sit next to you. Yeah, and
sounds
like she's trying to get you away.
Yeah, maybe. And she'll like, as soon as the credits roll, she'll be out of there like an absolute bullet. Like she has to get out of there.
I don't like that. I want to sit. That's a time to chat. That's a time to chat. That like after you've watched it.
Yeah.
And like before you watch it, you have a little one there. You just go like, oh, so how do you feel about that? Immediate thoughts. An immediate thought, little bit.
Yeah.
The taste of debrief that occurs later, in my opinion, in home. When you're sort of you've let it gestate in your brain for a bit.
Yes.
But
when you go and get your post cinema food.
Have a coffee, do whatever, like, or the next day even. Like I really like, because we can do this because we all live together. By the way, we all live together. You can like we'll watch a film and like we'll have a chat about it, and then like a couple days later, be like, oh yeah, so like I've been thinking about this lately.
Yeah.
Like we were doing that about Lover. Like I've kind of turned around to the man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, you know what, I get what Sorcha's saying about the man.
I think I don't want to say. Right. I think what you said was interesting, and I'd not thought about it, but that's not what I think her intention was.
Sorry, I'm not. This isn't to discount anything you're saying. I'm just trying to imagine Liam.
He hates it.
Hi Liam, I've never met you, but I can kind of picture the facial expression you're making as this becomes a Taylor Swift podcast.
It's the man. There's a lot to think about, right? There's a lot to think about, and like you can spend your whole life listening to Taylor Swift and just wondering, and if you ever ask anyone, you can be wrong. You can be wrong. You can sit a bit wrong.
There's a lot to unpack with the man, definitely.
There's a lot to unpack.
But let's move on.
It's the one I return to. Have you got any thoughts, guys? Write in if you do. Yeah. Carwyn, that's untrue because you saw Liam in Asda. And Liam has seen you. You've both seen each other, but you've never said hello.
He didn't know who I was at that point, though.
He saw you on the fridge. He's seen you on the fridge.
That's true.
He knows who you are, but that connection never happened.
Picture of the drawing.
But he's seen the fridge, so like he's seen it all. The drawing. We might put the drawing in the podcast if I get your permission.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
I'll return to my my receipt. I've written my notes on a receipt. Again, Liam's furious, but we'll have a break, an intermission to talk about what's on the receipt.
Okay.
Can I try some of the other drink?
Oh shit! Yeah. Sorry, I'm just. Can you swear on the podcast?
Yeah, that's perhaps the third or fourth or fifth swear.
Drops F-bombs like it's going out of fashion.
Hi, Mum. Oh, that's very nice.
It's really sweet, isn't it?
It's very sweet. That's dangerous. So this list, right? This list, it's an Asda list. I found it underneath the microwave.
Right.
Asda receipt. Let's see when we're dated here. When are we dated? 8th to the 6th, 19. So 3 months ago. Yeah. What do you think this is for? I will ask you.
8th of the 6th, what were we doing?
Thyme, first list. No, you didn't buy the concept of thyme, you bought thyme, the ingredient. Thyme, flowers, as the squash.
I know this already, I think.
He already knows
How do you know this receipt from 3 months ago?
I think this is when your mates were over and I cooked them dinner.
Oh, lamb?
That's an ingredient, right? So there'd be thyme, that's for a lamb, that squares up.
Could be.
Flowers, for friends, to give to the friends.
Yeah.
As the squash, tonic water, ice cubes. Party here.
Maybe not.
Back to oranges, deodorant, mints, candle, cheddar. Like, it's just, where are we going? What's happened here? It's very rude of me to have read this. Semi-skim milk, 4 pint.
Oh, a big one.
Tomatoes, tissues, hand wash, toiletries, white wine, loose onions, apples, candle, gin. I fucking love it, man. I'm never gonna have a receipt. Candle, gin.
I like tomatoes, tissues.
Tomatoes, tissues. Like it's just
it's a weird,
there are a lot of
almost
band
poetic.
names, it's like potential ones.
Yeah. So that's where the notes are. I think it's interesting. The first film I ever saw, that's really gross.
Gin and tonic water, my mum.
You reckon it was a mum thing? I still don't know. I just love that there are candles, and then the candles go away and there are more candles. Sorry, Liam, I may cut this. Who knows?
Don't cut
it. Total expense, £67.17.
Fucking hell.
The gin, expensive.
Candle gin.
Candle gin. This gin is very nice. I'm enjoying this. Eden Mill, St Andrews. Topics. The receipt had a purpose. Topics. My first date movie was was Star Trek. The first Star Trek. I was going to. It was we kind of knew each other vaguely and went to see Star Trek. The J.J. Abrams one where it was all very flashy and a lot. And she wasn't really into Star Trek, but it was the big thing that was out.
Yeah.
And so we were let's go watch the big thing that was out. And I was a big fan of the TV show, so I was just super into it.
Did
I was
the
sort
date go
of less interested in the date. No, it was fine. It was fine.
Do you think it was because of the movie?
I was maybe what I'd have been 18, 17. No, I'd have been younger, 16, 17.
Yeah, something like that.
It was 2009, but that was a date because Liam said I wouldn't have done that, and I did. So there you go. There's proof.
Liam's got quite a presence in this presence.
I'm very aware of him. It's so strange. He's going to be listening. He's guaranteed listener. Isn't that weird?
What was the first film you think we watched? Me and Calum go back a long way.
We go back a ways. Yeah.
We lived together in first year of university 8 whole years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly, actually, probably this day.
To this day.
Something like that. Anyway.
How momentous. Episode 31. Sorcha's over there just not very interested. But Shutter Island is my guess.
I am interested.
Oh,
Shutter Island's my guess. We all sat around in your room on your bed.
Yeah.
There was 5 or 6 of us sitting on your bed, and some people had seen Shutter Island, but some hadn't. And some people thought they knew what was going on, and some didn't.
That was a big film, right?
It's really good.
Would
I've
recommend.
Never seen it.
I think one of the first things, it might not be the first, was we need to talk about Kevin. We watched that in first year quite early.
Yeah.
Similarly,
that's 2011, is it not? It came out 2011.
Yeah, similarly, all packed into a close room.
We did that a lot in Murano.
It's Miller, be creepy and weird.
Tilda Swinton was the star of that film, if you ask me. Have you seen it?
I've not seen it, but I've heard weird things.
Sorcha's a book person. Sorcha works in the world of books. Have you read it?
That doesn't mean I've.
No, but have you read
I don't
the book?
watch films.
Have you?
No. I didn't even know there was a book of it.
It's based on a book, based on quite a good book.
Well, okay, well, I'll pick it up.
Did you watch many films in first year? Was that a way you bonded with people?
I don't remember watching a lot of films. I mean, yeah, because I guess that kind of means you have to have a TV, right? Did you guys have a TV?
We all had TVs.
Yeah, we had
all the TVs. No one in my flat had TVs.
Had to have one for my Xbox.
Yeah, same. Skyrim had just come out. There's no way I was going to play in Carwyn's room. That's mad.
So kind of, if you don't have a TV, how do you?
On a laptop.
I watched, not to bring it back to Gilmore Girls again, but I watched the whole first season, the whole thing of Gilmore Girls in my first year of university.
Sorcha's a Gilmore Girl.
I definitely am.
I have a memory of this flat, because this is partly, that was quite good. Remember when you and your sister and your cousin were staying?
I was hoping you were going to bring
Let's
this
talk
up.
about that. That was really funny. That was a good bit. Tell us that story.
In terms of films that you make other people watch, or you watch with them, Harriet introduced me to Pride and Prejudice. Thank you, Harriet. I didn't think that I liked Keira Knightley, but it turns out I really do.
She's good in it.
She's so good in Pride and Prejudice. But yeah, so we were all hungover. We were sitting on the sofa, figuring out something to watch.
It's very nice.
And I don't know why we watched Pride and Prejudice. I think they were just too hungover to put up a fight, really.
Yeah, you took control.
And I was like, let's watch it. And initially, for the first sort of half hour, I was I checked in.
You were doing that thing.
Are you enjoying it? Are you getting it? Zara was like, I don't really understand the words that they're saying. So I was like, oh no. But then there's a plot twist in it.
Everyone, if you haven't read Pride and Prejudice, it's
spoilers.
200 years old. It's not a spoil. Come on.
Oh, it's a pretty big spoiler, right?
Spoilers for Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Basically, the main character's younger sister,
Kitty,
has run off.
Eloped.
With her kind of ex-boyfriend.
Mr. Wickham. And
Yeah,
like,
Mr.
it
Wickham.
was insane.
It was
Their
so
reaction
funny, 'cause
was insane.
In the movie, she gets this letter and she goes, she's run off, and then she goes, with Mr. Wickham, and like they both gasped so loud.
Leant into the screen.
Literally, were like, oh my
Mr.
god,
Wickham. It was really funny.
So
it was enormously
good.
funny.
I've
Loved
had a thought for the last film we watched. I can see it on Calum got us a poster of 100 movies to watch. I can see it
It's like a scratchy one.
bottom
it's lovely.
left. It's that one. It has James Stewart in it.
Vertigo.
Vertigo. Was
Did
that?
we all watch that
I wasn't
together?
there for Vertigo.
Damn.
But this is again like something that it's interesting. There are 100 movies that people should see, and it's weird.
and
How,
I don't know if I would agree with
Yeah.
it. But there are some really good ones, and Le Intouchable, like that was amazing. I
Yeah,
love
that
that.
was
Was like
really,
the first time we
really
watched off of
class.
it, and it was like maybe one of my favourite films. It was so good.
It was remade into The Upside, which was also rather good. Not as good as though.
You thought it was good? I kind of was expecting it to be rubbish.
Yeah,
no,
I
it's
thought it
alright.
would
It's
be-
got a little bit of heart. Like it does a lot of the similar scenes, which is sort of the bit where you get most of the punch from it.
Was
But
it like
some-
shot for shot?
Not shot for shot, no. By no means. Like Kevin Hart is definitely Kevin Hart in that film. He's not playing that beautiful. He's so thoughtful. That guy in it. He's so like even with a look and like he was.
He
very,
doesn't care at all,
was
but he's
so
also really thoughtful.
He was very expressive, I thought, in that film.
That's
But
so good.
It's, this is the, it's you know we're passing it around. We're passing it around. So we've done that. We've talked vaguely in and around that, introducing things. We're never going to find out that film that we watched last together. I don't think. I think it's gone.
I feel like that will come up in like a day's time. I'll text you.
On the journey
I know
to
probably
London, I'll
wrong,
let you know.
but,
Carl.
like-
yeah. It's nice. This is how we've bonded. We're
Yeah.
just throwing it out
What's-
on the internet.
Okay, so what's your most memorable film that we've all watched together, or that you've watched in this flat with one of us?
It's quite a.
That's
Range of
if
films.
only
I
I
have
prepared
one.
you guys. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Oh God.
The film that had the most impact on me when we all watched it together was Call Me by Your Name. Wait,
Oh
did you
my
watch
god,
Call Me by
yeah,
Your Name?
yeah.
Yeah.
I did rewatch it with you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
That
goodness.
was like, I
Phenomenal.
really want to rewatch it. I love that film so much that even though I was into the devil, I Amazon Primed the book to my flat the next day. Like I just couldn't stop thinking about the film,
Yeah.
and I had to I just consumed the book. It was such a
And
good.
we've
film.
all since read it actually.
all read it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
all read it. It's just such a, and I do think we're one of the few examples of where I think the film is significantly better than the book. The book was still
Yeah.
really good, and I really enjoyed it. And the section where the dad is talking to him after the guy has left.
Yeah, and he gets what's happened.
Yeah, and that little thing is lifted straight from the book, and it's so that's like one of the best bits in the film, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
for
so
sure.
like.
But
oh,
the
touching.
book hasn't got any hope. The book is like he fucking was
The-
obsessed with him for the rest of his
yeah,
life. The
Yeah.
film
the
gives
film,
you
yeah, it's like
gives
he
you that
moves
option,
on, and that's
yeah.
how it
Yeah.
works. And
He also treats the sort of semi girlfriend he has in it, Marzia.
something like that.
He treats her a lot better in the
Yeah,
film. I
yeah.
think.
yeah,
Like, 'cause
she
in the
gets a bit of a
in the books, he sort of just like pies her, and then
She's
she's
just
just
she's
drops out the
distressed,
storyline.
Yeah.
She gets
And the mum is a bit more of a character as well.
Yeah,
These
the
are all
mum-
things
yeah.
that the
Yeah.
film sort of read more into the book than the book did.
We
That,
watched
oh sorry.
we watched a few really good films all together around that time. Did we watch 3 Billboards all together?
Ladybird was the one
And
I was
Lady
thinking
Bird.
of.
Ladybird's amazing, yeah.
That was so funny. You went to see it again the next day.
Yeah. I love that film. I love that film a lot.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig, you're amazing. Don't let
Yeah.
Liam bring you down.
We went
Thanks,
to see
Greta.
what is it called? It's in black and white and it doesn't need to be.
Ha.
Oh, Francis Ha. It
We
doesn't
all-
need to be. It does need to be. It's part of
It really
part
doesn't.
part of the auteur's
We
vision.
went to
What is
see
the
that
thing
at
that-
CCA.
Yeah, it was good.
I was thinking about that the other day. What
That
is
was
the thing
ages
she
ago,
says?
I
The
think.
guy the guy texts her, "Ahoy, sexy!"
Ahoy, sexy. Yeah. Adam Driver, who we love on the
wow.
podcast.
Yeah.
Ahoy,
Wow.
sexy. Yeah.
Ahoy, sexy. That when she like just keeps saying it to her friend every
Yeah,
time she
it's
sees
a
her.
random
Ahoy,
thing.
sexy.
It's a good line.
It's so
Good line. That was we were sort of me and Sorcha were introducing Carwyn to that. Me and Carwyn introduced Lord of the Rings to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
I
have
had
you
seen
guys
Lord of the Rings
introduced?
before.
You're not like that. Not with two
Not with the extended.
experts
Yeah.
chatting over the whole thing.
Not with
It's
two
lucky
absolute
enough.
dweebs talking over every single little detail.
Yeah,
Did you know Legolas drops his bow because of this?
And he's in the first scene.
Yeah.
But that's something. Sleepover films. How about sleepover films? These are things I've written. Do you guys remember having that? Like you'd hang out with your mates, you'd watch films together.
I
Any of those
watched
stick out?
Memento as a sleepover film when I was a
Wow.
teenager.
Well, very late at night.
Yeah, late at night.
Mm.
It took me you've not seen Memento,
No.
so this is gonna be. But it took me quite a while. It's quite a confusing film, I would say.
Yeah.
But even still, I was like kind of distracted and like quite tired. And
I feel like that film would be up there.
It definitely
it's
is.
so blokey,
Yeah.
Probably on that list.
I can't remember any sleepover films. I mean, I probably would have been a lot of like kind of, I don't know, what were the sort of teen films, like Liz McGuire and all that kind of
Liz
thing.
McGuire
like,
movie. Yeah, banger.
Angus
Goes to Rome.
Rats film. Like,
Angus
I don't know.
Thongs.
Yeah. Oh, Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. That is such a good like series of. It was the first series of books I ever read as like a teenager
Really?
that made me like laugh really hard.
I never knew it was a
when
book.
It's a whole series, and they've all got terrible names. And I used to get them from the library, and it'd be so embarrassing because you're like 14 and you have to like say the word knickers to like your librarian, and I'd be like, "Oh, Jesus, this book in."
I hear that. I remember being very awkward about asking for Darren Shan books because they all had like blood and gore and like really like I felt I was really sort of boring and asinine asking these very childish books from a grown man. Yeah, I should have been like, can I have War and Peace, please? You know, one of those feelings that I should have been playing up to this person who really doesn't give a shit. These librarians, they don't care. Knickers.
I think they're glad
Everyone's
for
got
you to come in.
Would you?
Yeah.
Everyone? Would you have?
Everyone wears underwear, Carwyn.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but
True. Would you have hidden the Darren Shan book in War and Peace, like a
Walked around.
dirty magazine?
I could have done.
Like,
I should have done. No, I'd just read them I'd read them at home, exclusively at home.
Yeah, but they made me laugh out loud. Like those books were so funny to teenage me.
I'm aware. Liam's like, it's not a book podcast, so
Sorry, but no, the film, the adaptation of the film is really, really great.
it's Alan Davies, isn't it?
It's got
and Aaron Taylor Johnson.
yeah, who's the girl in it? Oh, I
We're
can't
bad.
remember her name.
Bad. We should have a computer.
I
Someone on
can
the
barely
computer.
remember my own name. Hold on, I'll get my phone.
He'll Google it, and while we do that, I'll talk about. We used to watch lots of scary films. I remember watching District 9 with my friends, right? And there's a bit in District 9 where he's about to cut off his hand. It's kind of like morphed into something, and we're all sitting there watching it, enraptured, right? And Neil, my mate, not the Neil that we know, different Neil, had seen it already, and he was at his house, and he would often bring us around to watch these horrible films. And I was sitting there, kind of like, ugh, and then he's about to cut his hand off, and then he would grab my hand, and I leapt out of my fucking seat. It was like midnight, 1 or 2 in the morning. Me and like there was like 2 or 3 other people there, and we all just like the film had to be stopped. I was so angry. I was so scared. It was really like I still remember it to this day. So I grabbed Sorcha's hand there to demonstrate. And it was. I feel a bit tense just thinking about it.
It's alright. My mum went to see Jaws with my aunt. Like her and her sister went to see Jaws. And my mum got so scared that she bit my aunt.
She bit your arm.
And
On the face?
Like, I think she bit her hand or her wrist or something. Like, she just got, like, swept up in it and, like, bit her.
She became the shark.
Mum's going to be so mad if she listens to this.
Hi, Sinead. I'd be surprised if you do.
Yeah,
We've got a long car drive. If you get it
You're
done
welcome.
done by Saturday, maybe I'll
Yeah,
make it.
I don't know. What time are we at here?
No
20
idea.
something minutes? 20 odd minutes? Maybe 30 minutes? It's getting late. I'm running through this list.
No, happy to go on. By the way, the girl who plays
Angus.
the main person in Angus Thong's Perfect Snogging is Georgia Groom.
She's going out with the guy that played Ron Weasley.
Really?
Harry Potter! That's a
Harry
sleepover
Potter.
film!
That's a very good sleepover film.
That's but that actually reminded me of this other girl, the girl in Centrinians, the main girl in that. I'm pretty sure she was married to Elon Musk twice.
Ooh.
Right, they married, then they got divorced, and then they got married again, and then they got divorced, and then I think they were going out or something again after that.
Hold on.
Sorry, I know this is his personal lives, and it shouldn't be interesting, but she's married Elon Musk twice. Like, that's crazy.
He's like very wealthy and like probably going to run the world though at some point. So
Isn't he like obsessed with Mars right now? Sorry, this is so irrelevant.
he's going to
to
run
your-
Planet
to your
Mars.
film
He'll run
podcast.
something.
Tallulah Riley, yeah, she was in Doctor Who as
Holy
well.
Shit. I know Tallulah Riley. That's a weird outfit she's got on there in that Wikipedia article.
She's
if anyone's
in
interested.
St. Trinians 2, The Legend of Fritton's Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Tennant was in that.
So was Russell Brand.
What?
Yeah, Russell Brand in the
Jesus.
first one.
Yeah. He's like one of the characters that's taken from them.
What's his name? And he plays the headmaster, and he also plays the headmistress, and then he also plays her mum in that film.
Carwyn, you're
Carwyn, you gotta have to
Wikipedia
look
boy,
it up, 'cause
unfortunately.
he's so good, and Harriet
Saint-
can do an amazing impression of her.
In
It's
St.
really, really
what
fun.
film are we talking
Centrinians,
Okay,
Centrinians,
there
the
is
headmistress.
Yeah.
My guess is that it's Stephen Fry. And
It's
probably
not Stephen Fry.
It's Rupert Everett.
He is.
Oh.
I honestly think he should have won an Oscar for that
Sorry,
performance.
Carwyn just
It's
hit me on the
so
leg.
good. Sorry.
And
what?
Everyone's hitting each other.
Exclaimed.
It's all getting a bit much.
I hit you on the leg because one of the best films that we've watched together that me and you introduced to Sorcha, with Neil and I.
Oh my god,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
That was recently a remaster thing. That was
Yeah.
like, and I
It's
couldn't
like the
make it.
20th anniversary or something.
Yeah.
The best restoration known to all humanity. I missed
think
it.
to me the funniest bit was when they're putting the thingy on their body because they're freezing.
The DP.
The DP,
We
and he
were
goes,
quoting that for days.
there's none left.
There's none left for you. What's left for... No, the best bit, which I don't know if I can actually say it on the podcast.
Do it.
Where they're in bed and Monty is like broken in.
He's got
and
into
they're
his
sitting-
bed
yeah,
and he's
like,
left, and Withnail's followed him and got back into his.
and then like Monty breaks in like kind of a bit like, oh sorry everyone, and Whitnail says a horrible thing that I shunned on the internet.
What is it? Because I forget. You can cut it out.
He goes, Monty, you nasty man. And for days later we were quoting that.
Yeah,
I might have to bleep that or something because it's very good.
It's the
but
way he
it's
says
a horrible,
it though,
yeah,
right?
like I
it's
couldn't
so
possibly
funny.
recreate the way Richard E. Grant does that because he's furious. Like
So
he's like staring devil eyes into him, and Monty's so like apologetic. Like, oh, I'm really sorry, boys.
What's the bit where I wakes up and Withnail is driving and he's like, I've got a bastard behind the eyes, and he's looking like he's so
speeding through traffic.
What does he shout out the window to the woman?
Oh.
Stepping into the traffic.
Yeah, throw yourselves into traffic. You're doomed. There's no hope. And then he calls those girls like a pair of sluts or something, tarts, pair of easy tarts. But he's horrible film, horrible language, but so good.
We watched a bunch of scary films for a while as well. I think you've already mentioned this on the podcast.
Yeah,
you were saying about
Calum's a little coward.
I am. Yeah,
it's actually sad watching this horror
proper
film
fear
because you're
cat.
so tense and you're so worked
But
up.
see, like I enjoy the ones that make me tense. I enjoy it afterwards. I enjoy the release, I guess. But like the during it part, I'm a little ball of stress.
Around the start of this, like us living together, you'd both been to see it, and it too is out.
Yeah.
Are you going to see it?
No.
The cast looks quite good. Is the only thing I'm thinking. James
only
McAvoy, Jessica Chastain.
I'd maybe go see it for
Maybe
Bill
some other
Hader
people.
because I would lie down and die for that man.
Is he in it?
honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays one of the grown-up kids.
Yeah.
I forget which.
He's so good. Speaking of films that Bill Hader's in, Trainwreck, Amy Schumer's film. Honestly, I think it's such a great film.
I really don't like her in her films. So like I'm gonna defer to you. You like it?
I also thought I Feel Pretty, or the one about her being pretty, was good. I took a little bit of an issue because she's not unattractive.
Right?
I guess like what she's trying to say is like that's the whole point. She's not unattractive, but she's made to feel like that in that industry and stuff. Even though she's like.
This is stuff that we wouldn't get on the podcast otherwise. This is what I've been saying to Liam for ages. We need some more voices because this is just I think that's probably true. And those films are kind of they're designed for that person, right? Like it's kind of supposed to be like the most relatable thing ever. And like the fact that she's talking to one of the Kardashians who's having I feel. Do you ever want to feel really ugly? And then Amy Schumer gives her that look that's like.
It's Emily
Everyone's
Ratajkowski or whatever her name is. She's like,
she's
like,
having one of those
oh my god,
moments.
this is crazy. She's crying and she's like, oh, I'm just really self-conscious today. I feel really whatever, and she's like, what?
But isn't that kind of mean, right? Like, isn't that kind of against the thesis of the film anyway? Because like everyone should have this issue.
I think she has that moment where she's like, oh, this happens to everybody, no matter how you look and whatever. And what she said about the film, because she got a lot of flack for bringing the film out, and I went to see it with my sister. And like it did make me laugh a few times, like out loud, like it was quite funny, and it's just like a kind of feel good film. Like it's not really meant to be telling you anything other than
how does
just,
it end?
Like,
does she get her head smacked again?
I actually can't remember how the film ends. I'll be totally honest.
Carwyn, you watched it? You love it?
No, he didn't see it.
No.
But I think she was talking about the film. She was like, I got flack for it because I'm not, like obviously I'm not unattractive and I'm not ugly or whatever. She's like, I just wanted people to come out of it feeling better about themselves and not feel like shit, because women feel shit about themselves all the time.
For a comedy, that's quite a noble ambition.
Yeah, and I think also like that's obviously not exclusive to women, but it was nice. It was a feel good film, and she was trying to do something nice. I don't know, but
I hope she gets with that boy in the end. Like the guy in it was also kind of quite winning. I thought because they met. I
think she does get with him in the end.
There we go.
But I honestly thought like Bill Hader would not. I totally didn't understand why he'd be like a leading, like why for a rom-com they pick him.
This is Trainwreck we're talking about.
Trainwreck, yeah. He's great in that film. Like, it's worth watching for him. He's so good. And you totally fall in love with Bill Hader a little bit. Like, if you weren't before with him playing Stefan in SNL. He's so good as Stefan.
My only real understanding of him is through Superbad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I totally didn't know he did. There's a funny story about him doing Superbad. Like, he was offered something else at the same time, and his agent or someone, I don't know, some horrible person was like, "Are you really gonna do this film for X amount of money when you could be doing this much better film for much more money?" And the worst film they were talking about was Superbad. And he just didn't respond to the email or letter or whatever it was. But then once the film came out and it obviously like got really big, he just responded yes.
Wow, that's a pretty good story. So we don't know what the other film was. The other film was like
he wouldn't say.
Didn't become a
but
thing.
I guess he was offering more money, and it was like a big A-list film. But
yeah, right. That's another bit of tidbit. I bet Liam didn't know that. Liam, did you know that? Right in. You're
talk so much
obligated.
about Bill Hader.
Right
Sorry,
into
This
your
is
podcast.
this is a Bill Hader podcast. Yeah. That's fine. I know plans. We've been doing so much cleaning. Like, I'm just glad to be sitting down.
I feel like my head's gone funny with the fumes.
Yes, we've done a lot of cleaning, a lot of chemicals, a lot of rags. It's all better now though. It's all cleaner. It's all cleaner than it was. So we've done that. I think we've done a podcast, guys. How do you feel?
Wow, I feel
How
relaxed.
You feel good?
Feel good.
Feel better? I'm feeling pretty nice as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make a podcast out of this. I think short and sweet is like the way to go.
Yeah.
It's the way to go.
Mini,
Do you think whenever you come down south, down to the homeland, down to London, think you'll bring the podcast on tour?
Bring the podcast on tour.
You should get
That's
your
an
other
idea.
pals on it. That's a good idea.
There is an idea, Carwyn. I had not considered it. I'll have to consult Liam. Liam doesn't really travel very far south, so that's going to be an issue. No, that's not true. He goes to Florida from time to time. He's not in Florida right now. He's just taking a break, but we'll see. I'll consult my my better half. But yeah, that's an idea. If you've got any thoughts on that, guys, write in. Videos are coming. I've been promised. Shorter videos though, so we'll see. But that's, I think, everything I need to do in terms of housekeeping.
Behind the scenes.
This is a kind of Liam likes a behind the scenes, like a sort of round off thing. I'm trying to just do all the things, trying to hit all the points. Because Liam will take this off me and be like, you can't be trusted anymore. Because he's like that. And Liam can't be here to defend himself, to tell us that he's not. So yeah, I have been Calum. You have been
Sorcha.
And you have been
Carwyn.
Flat out. We've done it.
Yeah.
See you next week.